In this video, we're going to look at how to introduce yourself to someone else. So we have to start with the question, what is your name? Since this is about someone else with the your, we know we're going to have two versions, an informal and a formal. So to say what is your name informally, we're going to say comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Note that we still have that nasal there that we had before from comment ça va. It's the exact same word, it doesn't change. Now, we can rearrange the parts of this sentence into nearly any order we feel like. Comment tu t'appelles and comment t'appelles-tu are the exact same sentence. The only rules are we have to have the tu and the t'appelles next to each other. If the tu is in front, then there's no hyphen. But if the tu comes second, we must hyphenate them to show that they're connected. We can even flip them to the front of the sentence. Tu t'appelles comment? That's the exact same thing. As you've noticed, there is a fourth version. T'appelles-tu comment? You can technically say this, it's grammatically correct, and any French person would be able to figure out what you're saying. However, you pretty much never hear it. So it's not a good idea to learn this one as your main go-to, since it's so rare. I would suggest definitely focus on the first three. Comment tu t'appelles? Comment t'appelles-tu? Or tu t'appelles comment? For the formal version, we have to change a couple of things. We're going to keep the comment. That's the only part of this that doesn't change. We have to change the tu. Tu is the main word here that tells us that it's informal. So we're going to change it to our formal version, vous. The t'appelles is going to change in a couple of ways. First, the T apostrophe is going to change into yet another vous. We're going to drop an L, and we're going to change the final S into a Z. Vous appelez. Comment tu t'appelles, therefore becomes comment vous vous appelez. And just like before, we can flip this around any way we feel like. Comment vous appelez-vous is just as valid, as is vous vous appelez comment. All you have to worry about is following where that liaison occurs. Because remember, any letter that we don't normally pronounce, such as S, followed by a vowel, such as A at the beginning of appeler, is going to form that liaison. Note that the S does not make an S sound when liaised. It makes a Z. Comment vous vous appelez? To respond, to say my name is, you have two options. The first is je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. This is the classic. It's taught in every single French 1 class everywhere, all around the globe. Every single French person knows this one. And everybody knows it's the first thing that they teach in French 1. The je is extremely important. This je is pronounced je. Je. Take careful note of that vowel sound, the Make sure that when you pronounce this word, you have that vowel sound, je. There are several other variations on this exact word where the only difference is the vowel sound, but it changes the translation. So make sure that you practice that. Je. Je m'appelle. Je. The second way to say my name is mon nom est. Mon nom est. Note that the EST is pronounced A, just like we had ET the other day in class. We saw ballet, that final ET. We also have the EZ, such as at the end of comment vous appelez. All three letter combinations all make the same sound, that A. It's an extremely common sound in French. And please don't forget to finish the sentence with your name. Je m'appelle, in and of itself, is not a sentence. You have to finish it. Je m'appelle Brittany. It's better if you can say it with a French accent, just for the flow. Especially in conversation or if you're giving a speech, it's very easy to be thrown off by switching languages for just that one word. Je m'appelle Brittany kind of gives your brain this jolt, it's a pause, and it can throw you out of what you're saying. So it's best to at least try saying it with a French accent. If you want some help figuring out how to say your exact name with a French accent, then feel free to talk to me. Otherwise, just give it your best shot. I'm not going to get mad at you for that. Alright, so let's do a practice conversation. So, there you are, walking down the halls of Hawker Grove, and you're coming to French class because, of course, it's the most awesome time of day, French class time. And oh my goodness, we have a brand new friend that's hanging out in the French classroom. And so, you want to ask this friend, what's up? You want to get to know this guy. So, what are you going to say? Hopefully you said something like, Salut, ça va? You don't just walk up to someone and demand what their name is. We're going to be polite human beings, and you're going to say hi first. Hi, how are you? Salut, ça va? So he responds, he says, Pas mal, et toi? Alright, he's turned this back on you. So, now what do you have to say? Some kind of reply. In this case, I went with bien, because it's polite. Just like in English, you kind of just say, oh yeah, I'm good. No matter what's going on, you can do the same thing in French. Bien. We're going to be super polite and throw in a merci. Good, thanks. Bien, merci. What do you have to say after this? If you want to continue the conversation and get to know this guy a little bit more, what's something you should ask him? His name is a very logical place to start. Comment t'appelles-tu? Or comment tu t'appelles? Or tu t'appelles comment? Any one of those variations will work, as long as you remember one of them. So he tells you, oh, my nom est Benoît. Et toi, comment tu t'appelles? How are you going to answer that? The easiest way to answer is je m'appelle. And then don't forget to put in your name. Je m'appelle, whatever your name is. Je m'appelle Brittany. Congratulations, you just put together your very first French conversation. Keep practicing and be ready to add in even more information next time.